Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of me building in Fallout 76. You can probably tell what I've built in the background, and if you read the title, you know that I'm building a drive-in, though not really a drive-in, theatre. By the way, real quick, please turn on notifications and all that good shiz, because YouTube sucks and sometimes does not notify people that I have put out a video, so please go ahead and do that so you know when my videos go live. But apart from that, let's get into the build. So this build is not a planned build. Normally I will write something down in my book, or write a few things down in my book to list out something I want to do over this season of building, and this one just came to me randomly. So I was trying to think of something to build. That's where it came from, and I don't know how I thought of it, but I was like, is there a nice flat piece of land around here? Because I want to build a drive-in theatre, or an open house, open air theatre, or drive-in, or drive-through, or whatever they're called. I don't know. It's an American thing. So I was like, bish bash bosh, we can use the sign as the screen. Maybe I was watching Grease at the time. I don't know. I think I might have been listening to John Travolta sing Sandy. Hopefully not, because that's a very bad song. But I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do it. So I took inspiration from three things. One was the two-part episode. Was it a two-part episode? I think it was a one-part episode or a two-part episode of the old, and I say old, it's technically old now, TV show called Chuck. In like season 2, I think, his dad, played by Scott Bakula, is held underground in a secret bunker built under an old drive-in theatre that had, to get Chuck's attention, put on one of my favourite movies ever, which was Tron. Tron's an awesome movie. I'm even fine with Tron Legacy. I like Tron Legacy, but the original Tron, Tron is awesome. The second one was obviously Grease, when John Travolta sings Sandy. And the third one was literally just, I've not done anything big in a long time. I want to do something big. Like, the last big thing I did, and that was big in air quotes, the last big thing I did was technically my comic book shop, but that wasn't really bigly big. That was just kind of medium big. So I wanted to do something bigly big. And I was having a little bit of a crisis of how I should build the top floor, because this is the projector booth. Driving theatres have got a little booth at the back that they project on, just like a cinema does. However, theirs is not a full building. Theirs is just normally a place to hold a single projector, and some reel-to-reel storage. It's probably all digital now, and I'm still wondering if they're actually a real thing, because I don't think they're a real thing anymore, unless it's like a very niche retro kind of thing. But my front little window right there, my little square one, is the projector window. Admittedly, the projector window would be a single pane of glass, so it doesn't obstruct the screen, but we don't have one with a single pane of glass, and it kind of bugs me that we don't have that kind of building stuff, because that would be awesome to just have perfect panes of glass. But nope. And I was thinking, how am I going to do it? So the bottom's brick, the middle is the red wood, and then obviously we have the little arches made out of metal. I thought it looked nice. It was pretty basic, pretty simple, and I do actually install a projector in this thing. By the way, you get to see the entire build today. The build's not that long, because it was literally just a flat area, and I'm not doing it staggered. I'm not doing a staggered layup like you'd see in an actual cinema, though I might build a cinema next. So I'm not doing it, that way. But I'm kind of thinking, someone comes across this theatre, this driving theatre, and they're like, you know what? Let's remove all the stuff, the car park, all that kind of stuff, and just put chairs in. Because if you've ever been to a drive-through theatre, the screen is massive, so you can actually sit behind people and still see the screen. Because it's not like the cinema, where the screen is kind of mid-wall. A lot of drive-in theatres or drive-in cinemas or whatever have quite a high screen, so people all the way at the back can still see it. So I was like, you know what, we could get away with just having 3 or 4 rows of flat level chairs. Though if I do build a proper cinema or theatre, I don't know if it's a drive-in theatre or a drive-in cinema. I'll have to Google it. But if I do build that, I'm definitely going to stagger it, and I'm probably going to make the chairs a lot closer together. Because being a 6-foot-tall bloke, trust me, there has been no cinema in history that I've ever been to that has accommodated tall people. It's kind of like an airplane. the only place a person of my height, which is like 6'1", can sit is at the middle, and that's normally reserved for people with like wheelchairs or very large people. Fat is the correct terminology. But I thought, you know what? Bumping like 3 rows of chairs all the way at the back. I've put the couch in. That the couch I was thinking would either be the VIP area. You know, you've got a couch, so you could possibly lie down on the couch, or you know, you've got more leg room, more sitting room. You're not confined to a chair, or it would be the place for the people who work there to sit, keep an eye on the show, because it's not like a cinema in a building. There's no place for the employees to actually be. The only place they could be would be inside the projection booth, and I was like, nah, screw that. Let's give them a little seating area at the back, or a VIP area. Couldn't really decide on it. However, I did go kind of full out with the fact that, one, you can't project anything yet, I know, but you never know. You could, like, eventually, maybe you could green screen some stuff onto it, or post-edit work some stuff on. And I was like, you know what, we need a concession stand, because I've never been to a cinema that doesn't have a concession stand. And I was thinking, how am I going to do this? Am I going to stick in a vendor? Am I just going to make one? And then I realised recently the bar, the really shitty tiny bar that's tiny, though it does have some nice chairs. So I got it anyway. I got that. I bought that bar, and I was trying to find it. I had no idea where it was, but I realised that would be a good thing to put in here. I will change this up. This was just kind of like a preliminary build. There are some things that when I start building, I'm like, do you know what? This would actually be really, really awesome. Should I just take it and build it a bit better and change it and all this kind of stuff? And hopefully at one point when we get private servers or stuff like that, maybe there'll be a way to add mods in. If you're on PC, you can probably mod the hell out of it already. Well, not already, but you know, you can probably start working on mods now. It would be nice to see mods on the PS4, because definitely I would mod in some, like I would take the smoke machine from the Mothman thing and turn it into a projector. Only have it, you know, run one thing, and then, you know, have to mod it to play another thing, or find a way to make it so it plays one thing and plays another. And I would load in old ass movies. You know, I'd load in like Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, all the old Dracula movies with Scott Lee. I'd throw that stuff in it, because that's the cliche with a drive-in theatre. It's just, you know, old movies shown all the time. Or, of course, add in Tron. Because I love that movie. I'm probably going to watch that again, because I watched Tron and Tron Legacy back to back a couple of days ago, because it's awesome. But that's the basic build. I do go in and I add some stuff into it. So obviously, some of the movies that would be playing would be Night of the Fishman Revenge, or something like that. This, of course, being the projector booth, needs storage, power. Here's my little projector. It's tiny, it's ugly, it does nothing, but I thought, it's got a little focused lens on the front. I was just having a bit of fun with it. I can't really build. And of course, if you've ever seen a real canister, they do kind of look a little bit like the coolers. So I was like, boom, there we go. Throw them in, make it look like real canisters. But yeah, two rows of seats, and then the row at the back. We've got the 2 posters that will be showing. We've got the Western poster, which is my favourite poster because it reminds me of Clint Eastwood movies. And there's even room down here to walk down. I like the fact that I did that, because if you've ever been in a real cinema, there ain't enough room to fucking fart out the alphabet. And of course, around the side we have the concession stand, and you can get donuts and Nuka-Cola. See? Cola, 15 caps. Food, 10 caps. I was just, if you've ever been to a cinema recently, prices are well over the top and completely and utterly extortionary. But there we go. That's basically my my little drive-in theatre that has been retrofitted with seats. I dig it, man. It's got a groovy look to it. Obviously, it needs to be changed here and there. I will probably put a roof over the stuff at some point, or maybe proper theatre it up, or proper cinema it up. But this will most likely be changed into a proper cinema with staggered seats, all that kind of stuff. But thank you for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed the little build. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Trust me, YouTube ain't going to tell you shit. But until the next time, you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay awesome.